Guys, I'm going to be talking to you today about making a beginner but beautiful cheese board, and it's going to have some variations to what a typical charcuterie would have on it, just because I want this to be more approachable and not as intimidating, because I do get a lot of questions about how do I make a cheese board. I'm scared to mix fruits with vegetables. How do you put the meats? How do you let it touch everything? And what do you serve it with? So I'm gonna break it down for you today. If you're thinking about doing a cheese board, you wanna think of what types of cheese can I put on it? And usually you want to go with something that's either soft or semi-soft cheese. And my good example of that would be a brie cheese. Brie cheese, the longer it stays out, the softer it gets. It actually starts to become kind of like a melted cheese. You could even bake this and it's like a delicious fondue inside. Another option that I always have on hand is this delicious Boursin cheese. They have different flavors available, but my favorite one is the garlic and fine herb. It's like a very heavily flavored cream cheese, and it goes really good with honey or jam. But today, my cheese of choice was cream cheese. I decided to make this vegetable dip using cream cheese, Philadelphia cream cheese, with mayonnaise, 1 bag of thawed spinach, and the vegetable packet for the dip. And this is my soft cheese for the day. And I'm using a tray from Target. So again, I'm gonna try to keep this as relatable as possible. And I hope I cover any intimidations you might have of putting together your first board. So when you start with your board, you want to lay out your ramekins or your biggest items or anything that comes in a bowl. And you kind of want it to make like some type of triangle. In this case, it's like an obtuse triangle, see, like this. And you could even lay it out even farther, but I'm limited with space for my board because it's rectangle shaped and it's not exactly the biggest, but I do need it to stay in the refrigerator until I need to use it. So that is why I'm using this one. So once you have your ramekins or your bowls in place, this is where you can start to build around the bowls, and I'm going to show you. The vegetables of choice today are these mini bell peppers that I've halved, baby carrots, these small cherry tomatoes on a vine, these cocktail cucumbers, look at how small they are, and I've halved them. I've got sugar snap peas, and I've halved some of them because it's a pretty presentation. I've got broccoli and some rosemary for garnish. The meat of choice is this halal corned beef, and then I've got my turkey snack bites. When using meats on your board, sky's the limit. You can put any type of deli meat you prefer. You could put smoked salmon. Anything you like goes. There's no rules, honestly. Whatever you like goes. And then I've got 2 types of crackers. You always want to try to mix and match your types of crackers. In this case, I've got these long whole grain crackers and then these round ones. Again, you can mix and match with whatever brand you like, whatever flavor you like. It's just have fun with it. Shouldn't be stressful. Also, today I'm using these pitted black olives, and they're just the basic olives that you could find on like a pizza. I didn't want to do anything with a strong flavor, and so this was my choice. You always want something pickled on your board, either pickles, mini ones, or some type of olive, and that's my choice for the day. I'm gonna start by putting the bell peppers around the hummus, but not all the way around because I've got a lot of vegetables and I want enough space for them to go around. And I just overlap them with the cut side up. It just looks better like that. I always think of the final picture when I'm putting it together. I want it to be the prettiest possible. Let me get these around this corner and I'll show you what it looks like. In this corner, this is what I have so far. I've also put a few of them on the hummus as a garnish for the hummus. It's okay to overlap things when they're on the board. It looks actually better. So this is what we have so far, and it's okay if they fall. I'll show you what it comes together like. Cucumbers, I decided to put them around the spinach dip. What I'm gonna do is kind of stack them kind of like a Jenga would go, like this. And it'll hold just fine because they're cut, they're flat on one side, and it gives you some height for your board. It's gonna look really nice at the end. Just like that. And you can let them go over the bowl, it's okay. So that's what we have so far for the cucumbers. Now in this corner, I took some baby carrots and I put them on the other side of the bell peppers because I want them to be kind of across each other so the colors can balance evenly on the board. So this is what I did with the cheeses. I kind of just fanned them out a little bit more, and I just spread them throughout the middle of the board. So in this corner, I took some baby broccoli florets and I put them in the corner, and I let it also overlap the plate of the bowl of hummus. And so far it's looking so good. What do y'all think? So the meat I'm using is small. They're like small pieces, kind of like a pastrami. I'm just going to do it like little rolls. I'm going to stand them up right here next to the hummus and the bell peppers. And I'll show you what it looks like. So this is what the rolled corned beef is looking like. Look at how beautifully it fills in the corner. And you want things to overlap. It looks really good as a final product. That's what we have so far. So now I laid out the grape tomatoes randomly just to fill in some space. And here I've got the turkey bites. And this little area right here is where I'm going to be putting my cashews. So a trick you can do so that baby carrots don't get the crackers soggy is put a barrier that's dry. And that, in this case, is the sweet sugar snap peas. And here in this other corner to fill it in, I've put some more sugar snap peas. And I'll show you how I lay out the ones that are cut open as a beautiful garnish. So this is what we have. What do you think, guys? It's not your typical charcuterie. There's no fruits on here, and there's no jam, there's no honey, but that's because I don't think that it will go with the theme for tonight, and that's why I'm sticking to this. Also, I felt like this would be more easier to approach. Hummus, a cream cheese dip, and some basic cheeses. Of course, you can mix and match, use whatever you like, and I will show you what serving utensils I put on the side as well. But I also want to point something out. I ran out of space for my other crackers, so I've got a small board on the side, and I've put the crackers on it. And that's what you have so far. What do you think? So for this board, if you notice, everything can be basically grabbed by hand. So I'm going to be putting 1 spoon in for the cream cheese dip and 1 spoon in for the hummus. And I'll just put some tongs, and that way they can use those to grab the meat. And that's about it.